What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the show where we talk about all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my best pal, a very angry boy, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm not angry. YouTube and technology these days is just terrible and not intuitive at all. We're trying to promote shit, okay?
If this is your first episode, we do apologise. This is weird news. Shaun, what do we do here?
You have spent a week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read them all out to me, a man who has been too busy trying to figure out how to upload a YouTube video to look at any weird news.
We're weirdly opening weird news very cold this week, and we're just going to start a new segment of What's Wrong with Shaun Now? And I think it's really going to take off.
It's going to be recurring, let me tell you.
He's got another gripe. So, if you don't know, we've just been literally... we put up a video this week on all the socials, on Twitter and on Instagram, but on Facebook, on TikTok, and it was just a little bit of a reel just in regards to our recent Hero Zero episode featuring Sydney Sweeney's Spider-Woman, who's in the new Madame Web movie, and explaining what the character is and what it's all about. And Shaun thought it'd be a nice idea to put it on YouTube in one of the YouTube shorts, and then,
you know, one of the biggest media websites of all time.
While I was on the call with him, he went through the whole process and did everything, and then when he uploaded it, he realised that video is longer than a minute, and those shorts need to be under a minute. And I will tell you,
goddamn sense.
He was unhappy.
What's it like? I don't know, just the difference between 90 seconds and a minute in terms of short form content. I don't think makes that much of a difference, YouTube. If we're talking like Vine to TikTok length, I understand you there. But just give me an extra 30 seconds.
It's only funny because you went through the whole process and you were like, yes,
I went through
finally.
the 5 stages of grief is what I went through.
And I was just sitting here on the laptop just la 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 la, and you're just losing your mind.
You were just unsubscribing all of our bot.
You did a perfect description and everything. It'll just never be seen. It's very sad.
Yeah, no one's going to watch that.
So look, if you want to go back and watch the episode, that's pretty cool. If you want to give us a review, a 5-star review on any podcast platforms you're listening to this on, it would really, really help us out. You can do the reviews on iTunes, on Spotify. Spotify is just the 3 dots at the top. You can just hit the 5 stars. And that's pretty simple.
Simple as that. And then you can also rate us on Patreon. And by rate, I mean become a Patreon.
I don't know if that works.
I'm good at promotion as well, Conor.
He's literally struggling. He's been on the back foot now for the last 20 minutes and he's just trying to get any sort of traction.
I'm rattled. I just need any kind of a win now that I can get at this point.
Do you want to big up the Patreon, or are you cool, or do you want to go into the episode?
No, I'm just going to tweet out, boy, I'd love a free iPad right now, and see what happens.
And then start saying things are in your bio. You'll just be attacked by sex bots.
What kind of things? Things, Conor?
Just certain things, people.
Certain things.
Look, Elon Musk is doing a great job. Twitter is flawless at the minute.
Yeah, he put a chip in a man's head recently. What the fuck?
That's not even a weird news this week. So yeah, as Shaun mentioned, I've kind of scoured the globe trying to find some of the stories that interest me. Mostly trying to either freak out Shaun or make him laugh. One of the two.
Freak out's a recent addition, I will say.
Well, that's
it used to be funny.
It's a very Monsters Inc. situation, but like the opposite, in which like you laughing used to be like, oh, that'll be funny, I'll show Shaun, and now I find great joy in maybe you saying, oh God, don't show me that.
Which, you know, for the listeners, an audio-based medium, perfect. For me, having to look at things with human eyes, awful.
But if I have to look at them during research, you now also have to experience. We're that close now. I feel like there's a moment here where I'm like, well, if I have to go through it, that little fucker also has to go through it.
That's it. He rocks up every Wednesday, no prep done, just expects to fly off the cuff. Have to traumatise him a little bit.
So yeah, I wanted to start this week in a very, I think to me, it's probably a mystery. It's a little bit of a mystery, but it's also something that I really want you to tackle because it really stood out. And that is Charlotte, a stingray with no male companion, is pregnant in her mountain aquarium.
Yes, this did cross into my feed, which actively tries to avoid these kinds of stories. But the world was captivated by Charlotte.
I think it's probably the biggest story of the week in the world.
So. I think nothing else is going on as far as I know.
I don't think there's anything else going on at the minute. I think this is top on every newspaper and every news headline, I assume. So, if you haven't heard, Charlotte, who's a rust-coloured stingray, the size of a serving platter, weird way to size things.
I've known large and small serving platters.
How big is that plate? I don't know, about 47 serving platters, I suppose.
How big is that stingray? About the size of a serving platter.
How big is that serving platter? About the size of 2 serving platters.
Ever seen a stingray?
So has spent much of her life gliding around the confines of a storefront aquarium in North Carolina's mountains. She's 2,300 miles or 3,700 kilometres from her natural habitat under the waves of Southern California. And she has
weird when you think about it.
Kind of weird, maybe put her back. And she hasn't shared a tank of water with a male of her species in at least 8 years.
Okay. How long do stingrays stay pregnant for?
9 years.
There we go. Mystery solved, folks.
And yet nature has found a way. The aquarium's owner said the stingray is pregnant with as many as 4 pups and could give birth in the next 2 weeks. So, I mean, Shaun, now, once you hear the story, questions
yes.
start arising. Is this a Jesus baby? What's happened? What's going to come out of that stingray?
Is there a thing, like, is it that when Jesus comes back we're not meant to recognise him? Because if he came back as a fucking stingray, that's the move.
That baby Jesus is the size of a serving platter.
Oh, as the scripture foretold. And then he, like, instead of walking on water, he's able to go on land. That's how it happens this time.
It's fine.
Yeah, he turns the tank into wine as soon as he's born.
So an expert on the stingray said it would have been impossible for Charlotte to have mated with one of the 5 small sharks that share her tank. So they got an expert. There's 5 small sharks in the tank too. The expert is like, there's literally no way one of those sharks did it.
How does this expert know? Because
it's a stingray
all kinds
expert.
of dogs mix with all kinds of dogs.
No, but I assume... Look, I don't want to get too into it, but I'm assuming there's different parts. It's different parts for different folks, you know what I mean?
I guess. That's something I'm not willing to Google. Because
maybe look for different parts in bio.
That's good. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
If we were promoting this, that would be great.
That would be great, but we're not, because we can't, because YouTube fucked Shaun over.
Can't figure it out. I don't like it. Anyway, okay, so then it's... Because there are creatures that can self-reproduce, I'm sure. Strawberries, they're able to do it.
I knew you were going to say strawberry.
Yeah, it's the only... We all learn about those in
the only
school.
one we know. Seahorses, do they self-reproduce?
No, the males carry the babies in seahorses.
That was what I heard about them, yeah. Clownfish? No? Yes?
No, a clownfish, if the mother dies, the father will change gender, swap gender. Apparently there's a starfish can reproduce asexually. The common water flea. Not
so fucking common. I've never seen a water flea.
Or a python, apparently.
What? Needs to put a stop to those fuckers.
The requires only one parent organism and results in genetically identical offspring like a clone, as strawberries would. Sharks are able to.
Fuck off.
Komodo dragons, starfish, whiptail lizards, the pythons, as I've said, the marbled crayfish, of course, Amazon molly, that's a fish, and also a girl I went to school with, wasps.
And it's a good drug deal as well.
The Amazon, of course. It's next day delivery. Aphids, hydras, water fleas.
You know the way you said that it's an exact clone? My question then is, and this might be an Amazon Molly kind of question, but does that mean that every python that's on the earth is all the same python, but just like aged?
Do you know what? That's a genuinely very good question. And I'm not going to even fight you on it.
It's all the same python, man, from thousands of years ago.
Apparently, it's only happened once with one specific Burmese python.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Who produced a clutch of 61 eggs despite having had no exposure to a male in 2 years.
Right.
So, resulted in the ultimate 6 healthy female babies. So,
Jesus.
identical clones of herself.
So 4 identical... Oh, that'd wreck me. Like 4 of me. Oh, no.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I could maybe take a week off every now and again, huh?
The small aquarium is run by Raber's educational non-profit team, ECHO, which encourages local school children and others to take an interest in science. Well, to be honest, this is a pretty good one if you're going to take an interest in science. Its biggest lesson now is on the process of parthenogenesis. Parthenogenesis?
Sounds right.
Yeah, sounds right. A type of asexual reproduction in which offspring developed from unfertilized eggs, meaning there is no genetic contribution by a male. Now look, you've talked about a few of them, but Shaun, what is the deal here? Look, I'm of the opinion, might be Alien from the movie Aliens. That movie also had a woman was pregnant from a glass that had a bit of ink goo in it, and then produced an alien within maybe a day or two.
That's and pretty successful for the alien. So this stingray. What if it is half shark though? What if that's happened?
What if one of the sharks somehow figured it out?
Yeah, some absolute sexual deviant of a shark was just like, hey, what if we try this? And that's how it worked.
Just an absolute fucking scoundrel of a shark. Just think of the dirtiest shark you can think of.
The Karma Sharktra? Is that anything? Is that... It's not my best.
Is that anything?
I feel I could have done better on that.
Like, imagine... what's coming out of that stingray? I hope it's clones, because that's the logical thing. But the other option is that maybe it's not clones, and it's a 1 in a billion shot of a different species, and then you got the ultimate killer shark stingray.
Because there is, cause certain animals can produce a child. It might not be perfect either. Because a donkey and a horse will make a mule. So, what if you get, the mule version, the ocean mule, if you will? Could that happen?
Yeah, that could happen. They said that it's very rare. By very rare, I assume probably almost never. But an immaculate birth amongst the stingrays could... I'm going to ask a question. Did the stingray kill Steve Irwin?
Yeah.
Is this Steve Irwin coming back in a sort of reproduction of a Jesus form?
I know, it's a pretty fucked version of the afterlife where you come back as the thing that killed you.
It's a pretty fucked version.
It'd be like me coming back as you.
He's world's nicest man, Steve Irwin, tragically taken out of our lives way too soon. And I remember
watching the news on television the day that happened.
I remember the world collectively, we were like, fuck them stingrays. Fuck them stingrays altogether. How dare they?
You took the best of us.
The best of us, you took them out. Take anybody else. Leave Steve alone. So there would be a sort of fucked up thing that they, in a sort of apologetic way, then gave birth back to Steve.
He gets to live amongst the animals now to properly understand them.
That would be quite poetic.
Do you follow his son on anything?
I don't, but I assume he's also a nice man.
Lovely man.
Lovely man!
See, he'll be doing all of these lovely things and teaching you about animals. Every comment is related to his dead dad.
That's gotta be tough on the old psyche.
Keep smiling, though.
I love the fact that us immediately delve into your mental health would take a hit though, no matter how many fucking hey guys, this is such a lovely thing, but every day you logged on and everyone was like, yeah, your dad was great.
Do you remember how your dad died?
Do you remember how your dad died? He was so great. I'd get hit with that. That'd slow me down.
No, yeah, that. It would be a stumbling block in my morning routine. But then I get to go play with alligators and shit.
Psychologically, you gotta be I think he's great too. He's my dad. But guys, this video, I'm feeding an alligator. Yeah. Guys,
here's what I'm doing now. He's doing the same stuff. He's class. He's unreal.
Go on him. And the daughter is as well, or no?
Yeah, I think so.
That
I think it's a family
seems
affair.
nice. Unless they're hiding some big dark secret, but as far as I could see, very nice.
No, if there's anyone in the world who's a good person, I think it's that family.
Because we're all going to hell. Like, we're all done.
Big time. Yeah, we're going to have a great time down there, guys.
Weird news recording all the time.
No, that's everyone else's version of hell. Everyone in my friend group thinks that's hell.
So look, I wanted to touch on this because obviously it's a forbidden love story, if it is a love story, or is it immaculate conception, which either way, pretty fucked up. Don't know what's coming out of Stingray. We've got 2 weeks to find out. I just feel like everyone needs to know that this story is going around. Maybe send in your own theories. Spotify at the end of this episode will ask you a question. What did you think of this episode? Specifically, just say your theories. Yeah, just your very specific theories of what happened in this one tank, in this one charity building.
What if, like, it pops out and it's a message in a bottle and we unwrap it and it's a link to this episode of this podcast? And it's the greatest marketing strategy.
Like, we
I've
can't
ever
work
pulled
YouTube,
off.
but we somehow impregnated a stingray.
Not impregnated. Let's just bump that out there.
I want to make it clear. I put something inside that stingray, but I did not impregnate that stingray.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Whether, like, we'll lead you to the deck chair. Any last words? Please. I really want to say once again how much I didn't impregnate that stingray. I just cannot stress that enough.
If you take one thing away from today, it's that link. Follow the link, please.
Guys, seriously, guys, it's a good one. It's a good episode, guys. Sure, we're going to move on because we talked last year about chess.
Yes.
And we talked about chess being rocked by a scandal that seen one of the players being accused of using anal beads in their arse and vibrating those anal beads to know what move to make next, and then winning at chess.
Yes, and there was another man recently who was accused of a similar device, but his main thing was that he had destroyed a hotel room by shitting in the bath.
Right? Now, we're moving on from that sporting, I suppose, mishap, sporting controversy, to darts. Because darts has been rocked this week by Fartgate, as one player has accused his opponent of stinking the stage out while playing to distract him so he would blow his lead.
See, here's the thing about that is it's not technically against the rules.
It's bad form, but it's not against the rules.
In many ways, it's very in the spirit of darts. You're playing darts in a pub. You have all kinds of distractions.
Lads are shitting Guinness for hours after that. Like, the smells that would come out of them. So, like, the world of darts has been hit with this scandal. Darts player Darren Webster has controversially accused his opponent of farting during their face-off during the Modus Super Series in the last week. He let his feelings be known in a rant on social media the other night as well.
It's never when a news outlet describes it as a rant, I think you've lost any kind of argument.
The 55-year-old is he's a former quarter-finalist in the World Championship, two-time quarter-finalist, and he faced a Dutch player called Ron Meulenkamp in a best-of-7 legs, right? So Webster goes into a 3-0 lead. It's the best-of-7, so he only needs one more to win 4-0, and he's done. He was miraculously beaten 4-3 by the young rival, the young Dutch player, on the comeback. So he went 3-0 down, then the young guy came back 4-3. And his statement is that after he went 3-0 up, Meulenkamp basically decided...
That's when he started.
To start pulling out the dirty, the low blows, if you will.
Right.
He started... I'm talking shitting himself on almost a minutely basis.
I don't again, it's not against the rules. I don't know. I just think that's something that could happen. I think you have to deal with that in any sport.
And not only did he start farting constantly to put him off, but he then began to get extra slow in retrieving his darts after throwing them to really fuck with the guy's, like, his rhythm. So he would go extra slow, have a little bit of wind, go up, collect the dart, come back. The guy is annoyed about the speed. He's annoyed about the smell. It's putting him off. These things are putting him off. And suddenly he starts not throwing the darts where he wants them.
Can I say something controversial yet brave?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be either of those things, but go on.
If you're put off by that kind of thing, you don't deserve to be the greatest darts player in the world.
I'm just imagining that image of the old guy standing up in the middle of the town meeting.
Yeah. Just
so
what I think.
At the end of the match, they exchanged words, and he was not happy. And Moulenkamp seemed bemused by the reaction put up by Webster. Webster is 20 years older than Moulenkamp. So then Webster came to Facebook, and he said, well, when you play a guy who farts and stinks the stage out and then denies it and then basically stalls every throw because they're shit, good luck in the future, but I'm not interested, rant over, is what he said.
I mean, it's not a classy move to call it. Like, go through the proper channels, I would say. Also, sorry, I'm on darts Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And fuck, I love darts players, because Darren Webster, who was being farted upon, nicknamed Demolition Man, his walk-on music, Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen.
Perfect.
Moulenkamp, nickname The Bomb, which Demolition Man clearly wouldn't be
not a big fan of The Bomb. He's trying to Demolition Man. Go on.
And I'm on his side purely for this reason. His walk-on music is Boom Shake the Room by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
There's no way he's called The Bomb with Boom Shake the Room.
Fuck yeah, he is.
The man is a farting god. He's shitting himself every night.
It's part of his gimmick.
It's part of his aura. It's who he is. It's his personality on stage. If you can't live with the smell, you got to get out of the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've both been playing darts in 2002. Moulenkamp uses heavier darts, it turns out. So I don't know
care.
if that plays into things. All right, I'm just saying, Connor.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He uses Boxer's 22 gram, and
so he's got to eat more protein to lift those weights. So he's farting more.
That's true. Yeah. Whereas Darren, definitely plant-based.
Bro, he ain't lifting. I'm telling you that. He ain't lifting, bro.
Do they still allow the lads to drink ale at the darts?
No.
What about like snooker? Is that allowed?
No. No. There was a very famous story about snooker player Ken Doherty. He's very famous in Ireland. World champion 1997. Shout out to Ken. The whole of Dublin shut down. Because we never win at anything. And Ken was good at snooker. And he got to the World Championship final. And my funny fact is that it was on the BBC, but then it got broadcasted to our national broadcaster for the last few games. Because he was close to winning. And they said that there was no crimes in Dublin for an hour and a half because everybody was watching the match.
Was tuned in.
Because he got told by the head of the police that was like, we had no calls. The girls thought the system was broken. They were ringing the fucking tech guys to be like, nobody's rang 911 in the last hour.
And then within 20 minutes of the match finishing,
there was riots. But in the snooker, they used to be fucking pissed. Like, absolutely done.
Like old school snooker matches, if you look them up, like it's lads just sculling ale and there's cigarette smoke everywhere.
And so the main guy, Alex Higgins, obviously he's from Northern Ireland, right? But he's an absolute legend, 2-time world champion. 1972, 1982. Good one, 10 years apart. Very good.
So it's not often you come back, you know?
Not often you come back 10 years later, right? But he said Ken Doherty was with him when he was like 15. And he was like just an usher at one of the events. Like he was just trying to get in. So he was like a kid. And they said, oh, do you want to work the event? Alex is coming. This is like the 80s. And he was like, yeah, great. And he tells a story that Alex Higgins said to him, when I ask you for an orange juice, it means a vodka and orange juice. And when I ask you for a vodka and orange juice, that means a double vodka and orange juice. Are you good with that? And he was like, yeah, cool. So
Great,
in
I'm
between
15,
games,
I'll get served.
in between games, he was like going to get Mr. Alex Higgins double vodkas.
That's insane. Like, but I respect the move, honestly.
How would you be able to see?
Like, in a game that requires precision, you have a very narrow window where that doesn't affect you.
Where you're like you're a peak athlete and you have the confidence after maybe 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just, like, and the third one hits and suddenly you just start whiffing shots.
So the darts also has the same thing. They were all fucking shit-faced. Turns out they all became better when they were sober. It was really weird. Nobody could figure it out.
The games got a lot shorter.
Games got so much shorter with much higher scores. Lads could see the board and the numbers. They were like, oh, actually, I think I need triple 20. Oh,
I want to see the reverse of this. Like, I want have them train as an Olympian their entire life.
Yeah.
I want to do the first round of the Olympics sober, then do the same thing again hammered.
And who wins each gold medal is the thing.
Yeah. We have to average it out. And it's just like, you are in all states the best person.
Well, the thing is, you have to be very fair because some people might weigh more than others. So you'd also have to
classes into account.
So you got to take weight into account. So you have maybe an extra one if you weigh a stone more, you have an extra drink.
Yeah, but if you're like, say in boxing, if you're like featherweight, you only need, I would say, 6 pints.
We work off alcohol level, so we breathalyse them before they go out. They all got to be the same level.
Genius, yes, absolutely.
That's how we work it.
And then you have to like keep topping up in between rounds and stuff like that. Dude, archery would be chaos.
Just like boys just ready to go, just waving. You'd set up, you'd all just be running diagonal, so like they'd all be crossing streams.
They have skateboarding in the Olympics now, like.
Just break all your bones. But when they break their legs, they still stand up and they're just like, I'm fine. It's fine. Grand.
I'll walk it off. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Walk it off. Leg is fucking pointing the opposite direction.
Yeah, we'll put that in place. That'll be good.
So what do you think of this? Do you think poor sportsmanship or are we talking genius?
I'm talking genius, honestly. Like, until that's made against the rules, you're free to do that. I'm not saying it's a friendly move, but it's a competition for a reason, you know?
Yeah. So you're saying it's playing dirty, but it's not breaking any rules.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like if he had cracked a stink bomb, that's obviously outside interference.
But if you are the stink bomb, if you are the machine, then you are allowed to do it.
Yes. Cut to like 5 years from now and all darts players eat a plate of beans before a match.
Just the biggest bowl of beans you've ever seen before every game to be like. But the problem with that is, though, one of them might go too far. And then you got to play the rest of the game. You can't go off stage.
See, this is the thing. That's how they ruin it for people, you know?
It's the risk. It's a risk-reward factor.
Yeah, like, look, no one wants to see a darts player shit themselves at the hockey.
But nobody also doesn't want to see that.
That's the thing. Great, like, it'll get people watching the darts, you know?
Imagine doing the walk to retrieve your darts.
Oh, God. Oh, no. We've gone too far. It's real now.
We've gone too far. Okay, Shaun, we're going to move on. Darts is another controversy. We'll try and keep up with that. I assume probably both players kicked off the tour, never to play again, or just it's fine?
Oh, I would say crucified, honestly.
Death penalty. Cool. So, Shaun, I have one here that Shaun solves.
Oh, God.
And it's a good one. I think it's a good one, but it's also one I don't know if you're going to like. But, Shaun, we have obviously a segment. I introduce it all the time. For new listeners, I check the web, the wide web, and I find stories that people send into other places for agony ads to solve. Then I take those questions and I ask them to Shaun, the world's smartest man, a man who has solved every problem I've ever given him. He solves all problems with love, friendship, work. We cover the whole gambit here.
Look, I'm a multi-talented kind of detective solver man. That's what's written on the door.
It's a very long plaque.
Sorry, paid extra. It's
paid extra for no reason. Good ticket. But Shaun, this week we have. I think this one might be a bit a controversial one. Woman asks for help after finding out her boyfriend slept with his own stepsister.
Oh, okay.
Reminds me of Johnny Blaze.
Technically.
Do you want to remind people of Johnny Blaze and who he is and what's the story behind that is?
If anyone hasn't listened to the Hero Zero episode, Johnny Blaze was raised, he was adopted into a family, so he had a stepsister, very close to growing up, raised together as brother and sister, later started a romantic relationship, which is technically fine, but it's a bit weird.
Because he just kept going back and you had to keep doing a report like, technically not breaking any laws.
That's the thing.
Morally,
and this man,
icky.
Oh, dog of a man. But this man didn't break any laws. The code of ethics and morality is still intact in this situation. Well, not actually, no, because he fucking cheated on his wife.
No. He slept with his stepsister before he knew his wife. That is the controversy. So
were they stepbrother and stepsister at the time that it happened?
Yes. So
interesting.
I'll tell you the story. This is the woman writes in it. She says, I'm so lost, I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or not. I've been with my boyfriend for over 5 years, and she's 35, just found out that he's 36, slept with his sister many times years ago before we knew each other. Stepsister. We're all on a family trip together right now. His mom, his dad, his stepbrother, his stepsister, and a bunch of his other relatives. And this is the second time I'm meeting his stepsister. Okay? Just the second time.
Okay.
He was absolutely wasted last night. Shit-faced. And I was telling him how much I like his stepsister. I think she's fantastic. Right?
I like her too.
He continued by telling me I should dress like her, which I thought was a little strange.
That's very strange. That's what makes it super weird.
Then I said, sounds like you have a thing for your sister in a jokey way. Yeah. And he came out and told me over 15 years ago, him and her slept together many times.
15. Okay, so they were like 20 at the time.
He then kept mentioning it last night, almost as if he was proud of what he did, and it was a bit repulsive to me.
No, that's really gross. Why would you brag about this?
Because he was so drunk that
I wouldn't. I've never been that drunk.
I am, as a man who drinks.
I can confidently say.
Yeah, you're like, I'm being bad. I'm being naughty. I killed a man.
There are some secrets that are just in your core.
Apparently, no one knows in his family, and only his best friend knows about what happened. Now, I honestly can barely look at him. I feel so beyond disgusted, and I'm second guessing our entire relationship. We have 3 more days on this family vacation, and I want to book an earlier flight and go home. I'm also an only child, so not sure how abnormal any of this is, but I feel shallow for judging him, but I would love some more insight.
See, ultimately, here's the thing. How long were they stepbrother and sister before this started happening, first of all?
That we don't have that information.
That's mysterious, but also, I would say this is fine, apart from the fact he's clearly not over the stepsister. That's the weird part of this.
Is it fine?
If the parents got married when the kids were like 19, and then this happened, that's just two people who know each other. It's not great.
No.
Fucking
Are
weird.
you doing the technically it's fine? I want to make this clear. You're doing the legally it's fine thing, not it's great, big thumbs up.
No, yeah, don't seek this out, is what I would say. It's a very awkward fucking family dinner party, clearly.
Ooh, rough.
But, if that's just two people that know each other, grand. What's weird is that he told his wife, you should dress like this woman, and I would like that more.
I mean, look, the other way you could look at it is that maybe the parents weren't together at the time, and maybe it's like a Drake and Josh situation. Right? They
never fucked each other.
No, no, but the idea is that like they didn't know each other. Then the two 20-year-olds started getting together, and then the parents got together afterwards.
Maybe
then that's much more normal.
That's much more normal. That's fine. Entirely fine if that's the case.
Yeah, because that's just bad luck.
Yes, it's a weird leap of judgment in your head to sleep with someone who is already your stepsister. You're taking on a bunch of baggage and stuff like that.
Really weird. Also, if they were stepsisters, stepbrother and stepsister since they were, I don't know, 10, super duper weird, bro.
Then it's weird. There's a sliding scale here of when it's okay to fuck your stepsister.
If it was 2 months ago, still weird, but okay. Yeah. 10 years ago, oh no, brother.
And they've been together, himself and the woman who posted the question, they've been together 5 years.
5 years.
Right. And in that 5 years, this is only the second time meeting that stepsister.
Yes.
I think this is fixable, but I do think he's still in love with that stepsister. Who would, like, the fucking neck to say you should dress...
Can I be honest with you? The whole thing is disgusting. I know this is not Conor Solves.
No,
I mean, I would fly home, change the locks, and throw all of his shit out. Because fuck that.
I think this relationship's over.
You said it was fixable.
No, it's fixable, but I think it should be over. If you want to fix it, fix it.
If we're doing like both ends of the spectrum, okay, logical next step, it's done, brother. Like you're done, you're out.
Yeah,
I think.
I think you're asking this question, but you know the answer, and you.
I mean, we all know the answer. You're asking it for confirmation. Yeah. Like it's kind of done. Other end of the spectrum, if you were like, the kindest,
the most understanding person in the world.
Yeah, the most understanding human being on the planet is the other side of the scale. How do you fix it? Because really, you still know, Jesus, he really wants to have sex with his stepsister still.
Yeah, and also the fact that he kept bringing it up as well leads me to think he had ideas. That's as far as I'm going with that train of thought. But I'm going to give you two solutions. One, just break up with him. It's done. You're fine. You'll find someone better who doesn't want to fuck his sibling.
I think that's a good step for any partner. Really good. Go with that first.
And then if you want to keep the relationship, you need to find some way to make his stepsister unattractive to him. Because he, again, and I can't stress this enough, he's still in love with his stepsister.
You need to beat her to death with a baseball bat.
See, my first instinct was murder. But that creates other troubles for you.
No. You gotta just like... I feel like you're giving it too much credit to be like, look, all we gotta do is maim her. That's all we gotta do.
Like, what do you want from a Shaun Solves, Conor? Do you want me to finish it in 10 seconds and say break up with
true.
him?
Okay, right. So you're saying not murder, but...
Not murder, but you need... I think... Because anything that's done has to be done to him, right? So I think you need to systematically reprogram his childhood. So you're going to feed him a bunch of drugs and then you're going to look through a photo album. But you have, like, cut out and pasted your face onto every picture of his stepsister.
I'm your stepsister.
Yeah. So that all of the memories associated with her are now you in his mind.
A Clockwork Orange him into remembering you as his stepsister, and he's into that. And now you're set.
Yeah, he loves his stepsister. We can't stress that enough.
Cannot stress that enough. He just can't put a face to the name.
Yeah, and then to really sell it is that you need get rid of all of her clothes on the holiday. You've got 3 days left, and then just throw them into the lake or sea or wherever, burn them, and then be like, what happened to all your clothes? Oh, you can borrow some of mine. Now she's dressing like you.
Yeah, she's dressing like you. Now you have the upper hand.
That's it. So, like, whatever element, any element of her that he's attracted to, replace it with yourself.
Slowly replace her identity.
Yeah, steal her identity.
I would steal her identity. Yeah. And then you're basically, see, the problem is, if you drug him, you gotta drug the rest of the family as well. So, to me, I would buy even more drugs. I'm talking drug everybody. And then you gotta drug the stepsister into believing that she's you.
Now, that might be expensive. So, the easiest way, learn to make LSD. Because if you're going through someone, there's a markup and everything like that. You want to go straight to the source here.
The easiest way. Look, I'm going to make it real simple for you, okay? Just learn to make LSD. That's all I'm saying to you.
It's not that hard.
Look, we've all done it. We've all figured it out. Last week
did on accident once.
I just figured it out, right? I drugged everybody. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, so then you're going to have to learn to do that on the holiday in the 3 days you have left.
You do only have 3 days left. I mean, to me, the man's a dog, right? He's just the worst, right? Even if you break up with him now, he will have a quick rebound, to be fair, as he's on holiday with the rebound. So that's pretty good.
Would you say it to her? Would you talk to her about it? This woman you've only met twice.
Oh, are you doing like the genuine thing? Or no, this is most understanding person of all time.
Most understanding person of all time. And I want to see where this could go. This could be another thread of comedy.
Most understanding person of all time will talk to her, yes. If we're talking, most empathetic person ever would try to understand the situation more. Maybe talk to the sister. Stepsister. What's going on? How does she feel about the situation? You have recently found this information out.
Yeah, and like approach it like, hey, fucking Bill just told me this. Is it true? I don't want to make things awkward, but is it true? And she'd be like, yeah, it's ancient history and all that. And then she's going to stay away from Bill for ages because she knows he's a freak.
Although I'm going to go the other side, so the most understanding person ever. I don't think the situation is solved in any way by talking to the sister, because if she says no, I'm not into him anymore, then your boyfriend looks like he's a fucking big sado. Because
can he look worse in her eyes at the minute than he already does? I
think he looks more pathetic if the stepsister doesn't like him at all, and was just, I was going through a real tough time, even though because he's still in love with her. Or opposite is, yes, I'm still in love with him. Yes, I want to be with him and have his babies.
In which case, you have the opportunity to set an entire family dynamic on fire. I'm talking, you have dinner, knock that knife on the side of the glass. I have a little announcement to make.
Tell everyone else.
Get it out in the open, If you're going down, this whole place is coming down with me.
I think the situation comes to it that you need to tell everyone. I think you have that big dramatic scene, as you said, glass clink, maybe give a speech, tell everyone. Maybe I wouldn't even do it the last night. I would do it tonight. 3 days left.
Yeah. Do it like if they want to leave, they have to make new plans. So you're going to leave or address it. And I think acknowledge that the relationship is done, and then just burn every bridge on your way out.
Just be like, hey guys, just to let you know, it's super fucked up that you two guys fucked. Just because that's super fucked up. I don't
know if anyone else at the table knew about this.
Because I found that information out yesterday, and the drama is, it's out of this world. I'll be honest with you.
And then just walk out. Just leave. Start a new life. Go home. Get your things. Move. Change the locks. Whatever.
Leave all of his stuff outside when you go home. 5 years is a long time to only meet his stepsister twice, so that's clearly a choice he has done.
Yeah. And it's not again, it's just such a fucking dumb move to tell your wife, dress like this other woman. That's insane. That's psychotic.
In any situation.
I need to know what he was drinking, because
he must have been on the fucking homemade LSD.
Maybe he did it.
Because there's no way that anyone in their right mind, look, we're just talking to you genuinely here, man, but anyone, if you value your life, would you say, do you know who you should dress as?
And look, it doesn't matter who you say at the end of that sentence. Doesn't matter who you follow that with. It's unless the answer is yourself. That's...
and even then... your style is perfect. And even then, they're like, who was he going to say? That's weird.
Yeah. Just... that's... Don't drink, kids.
That Shaun solves is that don't drink. That's your solution.
Don't drink, make LSD. Ruin a family.
Kids, and get your family on it as well. There's no point in you having all the fun by yourself. Don't
be selfish is the main lesson to take away.
Ruin everyone else's life on the way down.
Yeah. We're all at rock bottom together.
Shaun, I'm going to move on to a different news story. Another successful Shaun solves.
Thank you.
I thought
the
that
100% streak continues.
I genuinely thought that you'd enjoy that one, only because it's so fucked up.
It's technically.
Shaun, I have another romance gone wrong. But sometimes when a couple get together, they have, they give each other things, and then a divorce might come along the way, and they got to split those belongings. They got to split what they own. This is probably the strangest one I've heard of that, because man demands ex-wife give back the kidney he gave her when they were married.
Oh, surely you have to sign something when you give over a kidney.
He's demanding that she either give him back what he owns or £1.2 million.
That's cursed money, though, if it ever gets to you, right? You can't just take a kidney back from someone.
So, yeah, look, during the relationship, everything's going well. She needs a kidney transplant, and he was like, man, I'm a perfect match for you. Cool, here's my kidney. We're so in love. Wow. Then, after his wife filed for a divorce, Dr. Richard Batista, holy shit, didn't know that was his name, told his now former partner that she would have to return the kidney or pay him £1.2 million.
How long, does it say how long after donating the kidney they broke up?
Oh no, Dr. Batista's next line is not good.
No,
Dr. Batista claimed that their marriage had already been on the rocks due to his wife's medical issues.
This dude just sounds like a scumbag.
You're being a bit fucking whingy about the new kidney, so yeah, you're stressing me out.
What happened to sickness and in health?
Just do the fucking... Cook me something. I'm fucking stressed.
He's definitely sitting in an armchair as he's saying this, like...
I don't care about your kidney. The fucking match is on. I'm watching the game.
I'm watching the darts.
I'm watching the darts. The boys are shitting themselves. And while many couples go through counselling, Dr. Batista saw donating a kidney as a way to save his marriage. My first priority was to save her life, he said. The second bonus was to turn the marriage around.
That's no. Like, that's... You're turning... No, because you're turning a serious medical procedure into a transaction where if this doesn't resolve this, then I want my money back, is what's...
Well, the procedure did end up saving Donnell's life, but the marriage not so much, as she filed for divorce soon after.
Okay. What, like... Can you not just be content in the fact that you essentially saved a life in that? Why did the doctor suggest... what's the relationship between him and the doctor? Because if they're like drinking down the pub and just like, the medical issues are really stressing me out, ruin the marriage, I'll just give her a kidney. That shouldn't be how that comes up.
Medical ethicist Robert Veitch said at the time, it's her kidney now, and taking the kidney out would mean that she would have to go on dialysis, or it would probably kill her.
Yeah, because she needs a kidney to live. Do you know when they replace a kidney, a lot of the time they just leave the spare one in there?
Right.
And they just rewire everything to use the new kidney.
But where's the other one then?
Just stays inside you.
Why?
So some people are walking around with 3 kidneys and some people with 1. But they function essentially the same.
Also, don't get me started on the fascination of surgery and how they reconnect the new wires to the new kidney.
It might as well be magic. Like,
it's just, what the fuck is that about, man?
Like a lot of people got their graves robbed to figure that out, and I'm glad they did, to be honest.
When you think about, if I sit and think about science and medical science and surgeons, I'm like, I have a tough day when somebody doesn't reply to my email. You have to like reattach 90 billion things in my body to a different organ that you've just put in.
New lungs into a child. Like, how does anyone manage it?
A quadruple bypass. Yeah, just work around my heart. It's fine.
Like, you totally get how like some like doctors and surgeons would like develop a god complex. Because look what you did.
You made that person live. How?
Like, because I've never had surgery or anything like that. But you are just literally putting your life in someone's hands, just and being like,
straight up, hey, like you're just giving it up.
Yeah. Would you give me a kidney if I needed one? we would film it for the Patreon if that helps.
Yeah, is it content or am I just doing it in general?
Whatever one makes you say yes. Quickly.
Well, neither of them.
Ah, damn.
How sick are you?
Like, you're like pretty sick and you're the first one we could find.
So I'm not the last. So you're telling me I'm the first person you could find?
No, we haven't asked my brother.
You haven't asked any of your family members, no. Just me. Okay.
They all said no.
I think my first response would be circle back to me in a month, and we'll Makes see sense. What else you come up with. And then, like, begrudgingly, I'm like, well, if you can't find anybody else, then I suppose
I'd give you 2.
No, you wouldn't. Stop lying. Like, if I said, Shaun, I need 2 kidneys. Actually, you know what? You'd be so anxious and just agreeable. You'd just be like, yeah. Sounds good for me. No worries. That's fine. Worries at all.
Are we the same blood type, do you think?
I don't know what blood type I am.
I do, but I forget. I have a card
so
somewhere.
So you don't know?
I think I'm O negative.
You could say that about any piece of information in the world. You could say, I know it, but I just forgot it.
No, well, like, the information is accessible to me, just not in my head. It's written down. Then
it's not accessible to you. It's the opposite of accessible.
No, but I hold that information.
It's not up there if you don't. If you can't say
it. In my house. If you go to a scholarly man, he doesn't just know everything off the top of his head. He has to go into his library of books and pull it out.
To me, that sounds like a lad who doesn't know anything.
Listeners, I just saw his brain do a full reset after I said that.
I tell you now, right? That sounds like a lad who needs to do a bit more reading and a bit more remembering, right? A bit more memory.
Maybe this is like small town mindset, but I just like, if someone has a lot of books, I think they know everything.
No, that's... You can have lots of books and be dumb as shit. Like, you can have every book if you want, but you don't know any facts.
But does that, like, but people don't know everything to be geniuses.
No, they don't know everything, but then they go find out the information, and then they remember that information.
Oh, you just describe learning to me.
True intelligence in saying, I don't know that, I'll go find out, rather than, I think I know, but I forgot. Nah, mate, I'm not having that.
Interesting. I'll find out what blood type I am, and then you do the same.
Why does it matter?
Because then we can swap blood whenever we want.
I don't want to.
I need a liver.
It's like you're slowly edging me into like this cult of like, we'll start off with some small blood samples and then we'll work our way up to maybe some organs. If you really
one of those
confident.
mind body swap things that we all talk about.
Cool. That would be so good. A good old mind body swap. You don't see them too often these days.
No, it's rare, to be fair.
It's rare.
It happens.
How much LSD am I getting before the mind body swap?
How much do you want? I've got a full production team going.
How much is your blood worth?
My blood?
Well, no, my blood is the one you want, is it?
Oh yeah. What's the equivalent value of your blood in LSD?
I don't. I actually did know that answer, but I forgot.
Conor, I believe you. That's a very smart thing. Do you want 2 kidneys?
I forgot. Sorry, no. I'll get back to you.
It happens to the best.
Nobody's ever asked me that question. I don't think anyone's ever asked anybody that question. So that's pretty good.
That's why you listen to Weird News Wednesday, folks.
Pretty good. We're going to finish off Weird News this week with not Florida man, but Texas man. As I have kilt-clad Texas man seen sticking antiques up his arse, then placing them back on the shelves.
Oh no, what kind of antiques? Not jewellery, surely.
He's played chess. A 60-year-old kilt-wearing man in Texas was arrested last week after he was caught on surveillance footage from an antique shop, allegedly grabbing several items off the shelves and placing those items in his rectum before returning them to the shelves.
That's a very... I don't like placing it in the rectum.
Seems
Sounds
very... Yeah, it's placid. It's a placid way of saying he stuck the things up his arse.
Yeah, it's less invasive, you know? Like, shove is the word that I...
It was done with love. It was done with care.
There's no
at
love
all
there.
times he said, "Are you okay? Is this okay for you?"
He gave himself aftercare afterwards.
He had a cigarette afterwards. He was taken into custody. His name was Michael C. Vest.
Michael sees a lot of things from what I'm gathering.
He should have seen a pair of trousers. Would have solved the whole problem. Was taken into custody on one count of criminal mischief in connection with the bizarre allegations. According to the news release, deputies on Thursday last week received calls from multiple concerned citizens regarding an adult male who they said was observed selecting items from multiple vendors at an antique mall outlet and placing the selected items in his arse. The male was then observed removing the items and placing them back on the shelves. Now, Shaun, what do we do with this man? Why was he doing this? Lots of questions here.
Lots of questions. I would like to... Okay, so he went to multiple vendors as well. He was shopping around. My question before we get into anything, would you rather be the first vendor or the last vendor that he hits?
Oh, good question. Last, surely, yeah.
Like,
there's less residue.
Yeah, most of the damage that could be done has been done in that case.
It's a clear pathway at that point.
So, and then, like, as to why, I mean... why antiques, specifically?
You get a weird high off the price of them? Just... Yeah. But I don't know.
Does it give a list of what was inserted? The
owner of the antique gallery told deputies that she witnessed Vest pick up the makeup brush and a hardware piece, shove both items up his anus, then return the items to the shelf. She said the value of the damaged items was about $130. Then the owner of the curiosity shop reported to deputies that she reviewed security footage showing a man matching Vest's description, doing the same thing with the bottle opener and tent can, noting that her damages were $75.
A tent can?
A tent, like a can that a tent comes in.
How? What? Sure, what?
That's a wide circumference, I'll tell you that.
That is a very wide circumference. I'm not getting I'm getting a lot of oil lamps when I Google antique tent can.
You do not want to put an oil lamp up there.
I've been on the internet long enough to know that's a bad idea.
Both complainants were advised that they had to throw away the items that were used in the incident due to feces being on them, but mostly shit.
What if there was an antique that had been designed to be shoved up the arse? Could that
what
be
are you talking
sold?
about?
Some kind of recreational device.
Yeah, but that, you could say that about like all sex shops, that like they're used for that, but you can't just walk into the shop. You got to buy it first, and then you're allowed to use it.
That's not the argument that I'm making.
What is the argument you're making, Your Honour?
Say there's a shop that exclusively sells antique sex toys.
Yes.
And then a man, illegally and against the rules of engagement of shopping, shoves one of those toys up his arse.
Yes.
Does that toy have to be thrown away? What makes it different from any of the other arse-based sex toys? You
gotta disinfect it quite a lot if you're gonna throw it back out.
Absolutely, and like that would absolutely happen. But do you have to disclose that to a next potential customer?
I think you get it cheaper. Yeah,
you get a tenner off.
I think you get tenner off. If you gotta leave a note to say this has been up somebody else's arse already. Not fresh out of the box. Not mid condition.
But it's already been, like, it's an antique sex toy.
So your other option is it's warmed up. It's even better than the other ones. They're cold.
That man is now haunted by the ghost of a Victorian deviant.
So Susan Golden, the manager of Antique Gallery, said that she believed she had seen Vest in the establishment prior to the incidents, with employees telling her that he'd previously spent hours shopping around the store. I was just really in shock, said Golden. I just didn't really know what to say or think.
Well, that's a lovely quote to give to a news outlet, isn't it?
I mean, possibly the most vague quote, Golden, I've ever heard. Susan, I think you've messed that one up.
Golden essentially shrugged her shoulders.
She got a microphone placed in front of her, and her big response to this big criminal was, I can't say, or that's it. I just can't say.
Don't quite know myself now.
Don't ask me any further questions. I am speechless.
Anyway, back to it.
Anyway, how back to the studio?
You up to much yourself, are you?
It's like we're here talking to the latest victim of serial murderer who just survived, barely got out of the dungeon. How do you feel?
God, I wouldn't know what to say.
I hope that's enough for you.
Do you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't ask me, honestly.
I would leave it there. If I was you, I would leave this report there. Thank you very much. I'll be back for dinner. Okay, bye. He's being held on a personal bond of $100, which is the lowest bond we've ever had on the show. He's a criminal mastermind. Sean, what do we do with him?
I mean, he probably has that bond inside him, to be fair. I think we need to... It sounds terrible. We need to let him do it one more time, but we've set a trap. Party popper. You know, a simple party popper. That's all it takes.
We want to kill him, is what you're saying.
A party popper in the anus wouldn't kill you.
I'd say I've got a bit different way. What you do is, and look, he might be into this, but you do a lovely shiny antique, one that you know fucking kilt guy is going to like, right? Fucking Vest himself, he's going to like this. Cover it in the California Reaper, that Reaper pepper dust, right?
Yes.
It goes up. Whew, it's coming back out.
You know what, Con? I've never been as proud of you for an answer. That's outstanding work.
I mean, he's never doing it again, are we sure?
The phrase once bitten, twice shy comes to mind, because once arse roasted, never again.
You never want to be arse roasted.
Don't want to be arse roasted. I don't think it's possible to be... I'm not going to finish that sentence. There's enough people out there that's someone's cup of tea. But I'd rage.
Somebody's got to be into the arse roasted, and I don't know who.
We're gonna.
Whenever
we do weird news after dark, we'll start Googling that kind of shit.
We'll stick it up on the Patreon. Sean, please take us out.
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesday. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. Everyone who supports us over there, not only do they help us keep doing the show every single week and every single month, but they do also get access to bonus shows, movie reviews, all that kinds of thing. We will be doing a movie review for February, so if you have any ideas for that, do send them in. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, we'll throw it into the hat, see what comes out, and we'll do a bit of a chat towards the end of the month. For being a patron, you do also get a shout out, so thank you to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer Enthusiast, Evanson, Waffles Loves You and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, and congrats Róisín on your baby, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Luke is the Gay Gamer, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost overwhelmed by uni and other bad choices, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are debating which is cuter, Sean's proposal in Japan or Conor's proposal on the PELP. Russ, a polite request that we do not hear any more spiders where they should not be, reports Parfitt. Jackson Bruheim decided to let Sean stay as host. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey the Leinster Ledgebag, Chair's #1 fan, Kyle Borowski, Rory screamed when he was responded to on Twitter, and Sean subbed to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints. Thank you all for your continued support. We really appreciate it, even though my throat actively dies towards the end of each episode now. But if you want to join those people, Patreon is linked below. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lorraine.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.